my office today, and I am going to do just a quick look. And I think I'm going to use one of these NYX palettes that I have. This one is Ultimate Queen, and then this one is Warm and Neutrals. If not one of these, then I will use my Nomad Air Travel palette, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna start with the Becca and Smashbox Under Eye Brightening Concealer, and this is in the deep shade. I feel like I haven't done a video in a while. Basically, where am I going? I need a mirror. I have had several clients in crisis, and so that's been my main focus. You know, especially with the holidays and also people having significant changes in their lives. Just, you know, folks aren't doing well. And obviously, as a psychologist, I take my responsibility seriously to make sure people are as okay as they can be. So sometimes that leaves me with just less capacity, mentally, physically, emotionally, psychically, whatevs, to do like a video and all that jazz. So that's my general state of being. But I think, yeah, I feel like around the holidays, because people are like with family or whatever, or not, I think it just gets a little, I don't know if it's worse, but it could be, hold on. It could be just more intense. Anyway. But that's the reason you may or may not see me as often currently. And also I changed the days that I come into the office. I tend now to come later, like mid to late in the week. So I don't have as much, since my commute is so long, I don't have as much time, energy, mental health to do a video after work like I typically do. And then the weekends I live like yoga and resting and not engaging with people, not being human, which is, there's a story that I'm gonna tell about that, because, so I've been reading the news. I have two stories. One is recent, one is a couple years ago. And when I tell you, both of them are crazy. Let me tell you the first one, okay? The names. I have it right here on my computer. Brian Keith Fleming. Wait, they're 33, FYI. Two men, and they're in Texas. 33, so old enough to know better. Brian Keith Fleming and Ladarian Dontre Anderson. It could be Ladarian, but I prefer Ladario. They just got arrested. Listen to what they're accused of. This is not something this is something I've heard more and more about. They are accused of stealing Legos from Walmart and Target across 4 states. Have y'all heard this? This is not the first time. There was a man and a woman in California. They were doing the same thing. Had just a whole bunch of Legos that they was selling to people. So Zirian and Brian, the total value of the Legos, $400,000. Do y'all be playing with Legos like that? I know Jan likes Legos. Who else likes Legos? Why can't I find a brush? Yo. Okay, so basically they would go to Walmart and Target and get like cheaper Legos and such. I'm gonna go into, I'll probably just stick to these here. Good job. They would go into like Walmart and Target and buy like Legos, I guess, for not much money, right? And then they would alter the receipts and make it seem like the Legos were more expensive than they actually were. And then I think they would sell them to people. Like, I feel like they went about this like not the best way. To me, it's not like a clear-cut idea, but I have not had any sort of, you know, robbery ring. So they said they would buy cheap items from stores, alter the receipts, and make it look like they had bought expensive Lego sets. Oh, okay. That's why I said. The men would then go back into stores, take Lego sets off the shelf, and if questioned, they would show those fake receipts. Oh, okay. Okay. So they would buy them, buy the cheap ones, alter the receipt, and then go back in and pick up one of the more expensive sets. And when people are like, what are you doing? They would be like, oh, I have my receipt. Okay. Okay, guys, now I get it, because obviously I can't be in this ring of criminals, because I'd be like, wait, what we about to do? So Ladarian and Brian they just have certain, look, I'm book smart, okay? Okay. So the alleged scheme started in October 2022. So they've been doing this for over 2 years. When a Texas Highway Patrol person pulled over, who he pulled over? Probably Ladarian. And he saw that there were 19 unopened digital printing machines. And the driver couldn't explain why. You can't come up with nothing. You can't be like, oh, this is for work, or, you know, I'm starting a small business, or everybody in my family bought one, so I'm delivering them. He was probably like, what are those doing back there? Girl, you can't come up with a lie. He had no explanation. Okay, I feel like that's where I would have come in. I would have come up with something as to the reason why. Anyway, so after the stop, the traffic stop, these two fools, like, people were onto them, or at least the police were like, what they doing? And a group of a whole bunch of other people, up to 10 people. And so it wasn't just in Texas, it was also Austin. I mean, within Texas, it was Austin and Houston, but it was also Oklahoma, Florida, and Pennsylvania. If you bought any Legos recently, and it just so happens that the person you bought it from is named Brian and or Ladarian, be careful, because they just took some money from you. Anyway, so they're both from Lancaster, Texas. I don't know, like in California, it will be Lancaster, but I don't know if it's Lancaster. I really like when it's different, so let's go with, they're from Lancaster, Texas, and they're facing charges of engaging in organized criminal activity and theft exceeding $300,000. And they're probably gonna arrest more people. They're on $1 million bail. Now, Ladarian, he's fine, but Fleming, he has some other warrants. I'm just like, I mean, I hope they had a good time spending that Lego money. But how you gonna do? What is killing me is, like, this isn't the first story I've heard about people in these Legos. How much Legos be, y'all? Are they, I guess, what? The ones in the stores, are they... What? They're not collector's items, right? Because they're just regular old Lego sets, but just more expensive. How expensive are these Lego sets y'all be buying? Man, they had people buying them know those stuff is hot, because this is how I imagine it. Ladarian and Brian are probably, I swear, they're like selling them out the trunk of their car. Don't tell me you haven't bought like a bootleg DVD out the trunk of somebody's car, okay? Or like, you know, did that only happen in like the hood? Because you get a whole bunch of stuff out of somebody's trunk. I feel like that's what Ladarian and what's his face? Brian. I feel like that's what they did. But you know how they get like the sticker and stuff off of them? Well, I guess that doesn't matter, because you could just open the package. Yes, right? Wait a minute. Okay. So what they do with the cheaper ones? Because they go and buy the cheap ones, they alter the receipt, then they go back in and I think buy the more expensive, or pick up the more expensive one and pretend that the receipt is for that, right? So what do they do with the cheap ones? I guess they keep them. But who came up with this? Who was like, yeah, we need to get some Legos and put them on the black market, because like 400,000, so they doing something right. Here I am talking about what y'all doing with Legos, and they over here with almost $500,000. So obviously I don't know what I'm talking about. But the story I really want to tell y'all, and I gotta be quick, cause as I poke my eye out, the story I really want to tell you is about Thomas. Thomas Thwaites. Have you heard of him? Because this is from a couple years ago. Hold on. Thomas Thwaites decided that he was tired of being a human. Like, remember the guy who's still around pretending to be like a border collie? So it seems very similar. But he was like, he's 34. This was a couple years ago, so he got to be around 40 by this point. And he said he was dog sitting his niece's dog, and the dog was all like happy and everything, as dogs should be. Like, they ain't got nothing to do in life but just be cute and like roll around in the whatchamacallit, in the grass and on the carpet and all that stuff. So he was like, oh, this dog is so happy and joyous. It must be because it's not human. He was like, wouldn't it be nice to like take a break from all the stressors of life? I'm gonna go in with the Best Skin Ever foundation from Sephora. So basically, I'm serious. He was tired of being human. And who isn't? Who isn't tired of it, right? It was like just stressed about daily life. I mean, all of us are, Tom, but okay. So Thomas, y'all, he decided that he was gonna be a goat. A goat. Like, that is not, I understand the guy who's a border collie more so than Thomas being a goat. How you come up with a goat? He said it's an ancient human dream to be an animal. And he's like referencing minotaurs and things like that. I didn't have like half human, half beast beings. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'm tired of being a human, but that's because our society is trash, right? So he got some funding because people have nothing better to do in their lives than fund stuff like this, rather than help some of us pay off student loans. Okay? Y'all ain't got nothing better to do with your time, energy, and resources. Anyway, so he got the funding and he went through several prototypes to try to figure out how I'm gonna be a goat. Never a question I thought I would utter from my mouth. He ended up using prosthetic limbs and hanging out with goats. So he went to a goat farm in the Alps. I'm like, did the goats consent to this? You coming all up in their space? I bet you they didn't. So he had some prosthetics made by a doctor at a university prosthetics clinic. You wasting time and resources. People, oh y'all, because people actually need prosthetic limbs and such. You over here talking about, I don't be a goat. Anyway, he got hooves and back legs. And he was like, he wanted to, you know, acclimate his stomach and digestive system to be similar to the goats. So he also ate grass. I swear some people in life don't have anything to do. They don't have anything to do. Like, I would say he needs to go outside and touch grass, but no, he's touching and eating the grass, okay? So he said that he would recommend being a goat. And he described it as a special kind of time. So he lasted 3 days on a goat farm and then returned to human life. First of all, what animal would you decide to be? So I feel like I'd be like a cat, right? Because I could just be ornery and just be like, and just sit there like, you know, like I ain't gotta do much, right? I rule this house. I don't know that I would be a goat. And I really feel like I need more information. Like, was he sleeping in the same space as the goats? You know what I would be afraid of? I would be afraid of a goat trying to mate with me. Are there black goats? Because I don't know. I just don't know how you come up with this kind of foolishness. I don't know how, or how you come up with it and then execute it. And then who funded this? Because I'm also really upset about that. Who funded this? I'm just really in the like, fix these effing student loans era. But people over here funding this fool to be a goat. An actual goat. And I mean, I guess he was like, if you gonna do it, because he started eating some grass. That's the only thing, not the only thing, but one of the big things is I would be afraid that this goat gonna try to mate with me. What am I supposed to do? Like, I wonder, did he have on like wool? Like what and who was on this goat farm and was like, sure. I feel like that's not smart. Right? Like that can't be. That can't be. Did this man get a psychological evaluation? I mean, I feel like all of us are like, oh, I want you not to be a human or an adult, or maybe not, just me. But I ain't never thought like, let me go. I don't have the luxury, okay? I don't have the luxury of pretending to be anything but a black woman. Like, and if I could trade, I don't think I would be like, I'm gonna be a goat. Like, what the hell? What do goats do? What do you do? Just hang off of mountains? Like, what do goats do? At least with cats, here I am thinking of what I would be. And I'll probably be a cat. Or like a lion, or no, I would need to be turned into that being. Like, I'm not gonna go lay with lions, right? No. I'm gonna be like, girl, what you doing here? God, tell me what animal you would be. I know that was a real janky way to take lip gloss. Tell me what animal you would be. Do you think you could last longer than 3 days? I would say, out of the two stories, I think Thomas. Well, I was gonna say he's the dumbest one, but I don't know, cause Thomas, he just did 3 days and then went about his life. But Ladarion and Brian, they about to be in prison for some Legos. What the headband, girl? I ain't never. Like, how you decide on a goat? What? Wouldn't a goat like kick you in your face? And do you have to be like, bah? Like, I'm trying to understand. What? I'm really trying to understand. No, you know what? I'm not gonna try to understand because it's not understandable. Being a big on thing. You know he ain't got no family nor friends. You know he don't. You know he don't. He ain't got no one. Because I wish one of y'all would come to me and be like, I think I'm going to be a goat. I would talk about you so bad. Now, let me find this mascara and go about my business. I have a client in like 3 minutes. Anyway, this is the final look. Real easy, simple. Let me know what animal you would be and why. Also, let me know how you feel about these Legos. You be buying expensive Legos? And yeah. I hope that some of this is helpful, and I hope that you are also taking care of yourself. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.